What is going on, Steeler Nation? We are back with another episode of the Steel Factory podcast, and oh boy, we made some fucking moves today. Let me tell you, I'm accompanied by these gentlemen, Rudy and
Yo, what's
Chewy,
up?
What's up?
and we're all in on the Trubisky bandwagon here. Mitchell, motherfucking Trubisky. I mean, what is there to say? We're here to talk about it today. We made a couple other offensive moves as well on this first day of free agency. We'll be covering it all throughout free agency, the whole offseason. But today, we're dedicating this episode to Mitchell fucking Trubisky. What do you guys want to say first?
We got our guy, Money Mich.
Our guy? Was this your guy? Let's be realistic.
From the options we had available, I think
I would take this guy over other guys, honestly.
he's definitely more of my guy than Mason or Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, I'm claiming this guy more than Mason for sure, and more than Haskins.
How could you not claim Big Dick Mitch, though?
Mr. Biscuit, as they say. Standing at 6'2", 220 pounds.
9.5-inch hands.
Is that what it is? 9.5? He's 27 years old. He'll be 28 by week 1. Fellas,
We got him in his prime. It's over.
I mean, 2-year deal. The official salary isn't out yet. The Steelers haven't made it official yet, but it's everything but official at this point. We have a text from Trubisky himself that was released. It's like a kind of like a statement. I am beyond excited and blessed for the opportunity to be a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I have tremendous respect for the Rooney family and Coach Tomlin. They have built one of the best rosters in football, and I can't wait to contribute and help this team continue their success. This guy's our starter day 1, correct? Like, there's no doubt about it at this point.
Yeah, he's starting week 1.
Are you getting his jersey by week 1?
Oh,
What number does he wear?
I think it's gonna be 10. I had to bring out the vintage Cordell Stewart for this one. I'm excited. You know, this is probably our best quarterback besides Ben since Cordell Stewart. I want to say, can we agree on that?
I would agree. I think he's up there with Duck.
Is he better than Tommy Maddox? Is this like what I want to know what you guys think the ceiling is here? Just to start off the show, we're kind of bullshitting at this point. What do you guys think?
I think our ceiling's like 12 wins.
I was gonna say 11 wins.
I feel pretty good about that. I think he's
I
better
think-
than Ben. I think he's a better athlete than Ben. I think he has a better arm than Ben. I don't know if he's as smart as Ben.
Nah,
But
I don't think he has to be if he's able to move.
Yeah.
If his defense is better than Ben's last year, which our
I think
defense
you're
had
like-
up and downs, I think we're
Like
better
Jimmy
overall.
Garoppolo, but he could run.
I can see that.
He's like Jimmy G, but he could run. Like that's the type of team we need to build around him. And
Yeah,
if he
a
could be able to
guy.
option a little, spread out Najee, I would take that.
I think he gives Canada's offense some room to
That's what I was gonna say. That was my point. I guess he could really run Canada's offense. A big highlight was how he was able to run the read option, I guess, in Chicago, and that's really gonna benefit Najee. I could see that happening. And I like how you brought up the Jimmy G, because that was another possible option, and one that we would have been really upset about. I mean, we could kind of be excited about Trubisky, but I just feel when you see Jimmy G, you've seen everything there is to see about him already, right? And on top of that, I think he's too pretty to be in Pittsburgh. We got another guy from Ohio, a guy that could fit the blue collarness of the Steelers. And I don't know, we'll see if this guy has any more upside to him. I mean, it's not like anyone else in the past has been able to flip their career around by going to a different team after a few years. And who knows, maybe this guy just fucking is just completely different, or maybe it just looks like a big mistake. What do you guys
Even
think?
if he's a big mistake, it's only 2 years.
It's a 2-year deal, right?
Mistake.
I mean, we'll be able to know if it's a mistake if his salary is gonna fuck us. And knowing the Steelers, I don't think we overpaid. There was a rumor going around that Trubisky wanted upwards of like 20 mil. I'm gonna call that bullshit now, knowing that we ended up getting him. What else?
Especially in the last week, the QB market like went crazy. So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he kind of had to find a spot and just stick to that. I don't think he was going all in for the money. I think this needs a good place to play. It's all about fit for him.
And yeah, we got the first free agent quarterback, right?
So I think Teddy Bridgewater went to the Dolphins later on today.
I didn't hear about that one. Because everyone else has just been trades, right? Aaron Rodgers was a
Yeah.
re-sign. Russell Wilson was a trade. Carson Wentz was a trade. We're seeing all these dominoes fall, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, holy shit, Kenny Pickett's gonna just fall to us at 20 in the draft, and then we do this shit. But at the same time, too, I still think a quarterback could fall to us. Like, what do you guys think? Do you still think we'd go quarterback? Like, we really like Malik Willis. That was no secret. Pickett's a Pittsburgh guy. Do you think we still go QB at 20? Would you be pissed if we went QB at 20?
Honestly, I have no idea. I'm as clueless as we were a week ago. It's either we roll with Mason and we pick for best player available at 20, and we might think that's like an interior defensive lineman or whatever. But right now, it's like, okay, now we have a stopgap QB, and like, oh, you can still go ahead and pick a QB and develop them for 2 years, right? Like that seems like what they want to do with Malik Willis, where they want to develop him because he has a ton of raw talent, but he needs a ton of refining. So it's tough to say. We're still
We didn't think about it. We have this draft. We have next year's draft. And then the year after that will be the end of Mitch's contract with us, and we'll have that draft as well. So we got 3 drafts here to get a quarterback post Trubisky, which I like. I like how we're able to play it safe, but at the same time too, it kind of shows that, all right, what else can we do with this position? Because we're not gonna, the first guy we get is not gonna be the guy long term. I mean, if it's Trubisky for the next 10-12 years, then fuck it, I'll be happy with that as long as we're winning, you know what I mean? But what you want to say
I was
something?
gonna say I think they're using this as the time to build a really, really good fucking team around the quarterback. And then who knows, maybe in 2, 3 years they go all in on a rookie QB who they think has it, like
Yeah,
has that kind of
maybe they
potential.
have a guy, and let's say we're picking at like late 20s by then. We have a good solid team around, and that's the time when we go all in and we trade up to a top 10 pick to get the QB we really want. Who knows what could happen in the future? I just know right now I'm excited to not see Mason Rudolph starting week 1, barring any like craziness. It should be Trubisky, and I don't know, like I really don't know how to feel. I kind of want to just like clip this initial reaction of us like kind of having this excitement and just play it back later on in the season. Maybe we're gonna be in shambles. Maybe we're just like, fuck, we should have
I
been
think
more
I
gassed
said this
up.
I think I said this a few weeks back, but I think Trubisky makes this season 1,000 times more watchable.
Oh, for sure.
Easily. I think
Yeah.
if I was Kevin Colbert, this is exactly what I would have done because I'm not really a big fan of any of the quarterbacks in this draft. And I think Trubisky, you don't have to give up anything in terms
Right.
of
Mhm.
draft picks. It's just the smartest move for me. And if you don't want to go after Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, I think this was the next best option.
Another thing with this just the Deshaun kind of rumors, everything going on. Did we just slip through the back door on Trubisky? Because I know there's other 2 teams going for him really need a quarterback. And I feel like Trubisky, maybe Winston would have been the best options at free agent. And meanwhile, these teams are going for Deshaun. I would have loved for us to go all in on Deshaun, but did we just kind of slip in the back door for Trubisky? It kind of felt that way.
A lot of Deshaun talk a smokescreen.
Maybe. I mean, our name wasn't high on the list, but it was definitely out there, I feel,
Is it
for
really a
Deshaun.
smokescreen when we're telling people we don't want Deshaun?
Yeah. I don't think we want him at
I
all.
think, wasn't it Deshaun wanting us, but we didn't want Deshaun?
Yeah.
I think the
think that's
Steelers want to steer clear of like problematic QBs at this
At least
point.
for right now, huh?
probably another reason
I
we
mean,
didn't go after Jameis either because he has some of the same things.
okay, yeah, I mean, the worst thing you could say about Mitch, just like kissing tits, dude. Nothing wrong
Let
with that.
me remind myself to put that tweet on the board right here. But I had something I wanted to say. Oh yeah, the Steelers, they'll only protect and stick by their own. They won't stand by and protect someone else's guys' issues, huh? They're
Try to
on the
bring someone
team.
in those issues, but if you have them in house, you could kind of control it.
And
for a
yeah,
while.
at least until it affected the team, like in AB's case, right?
Yeah.
And even then, they were controlling it well enough to get a third for him.
Yeah, but let's talk about the personnel around Trubisky now. And assuming he's the day one starter, people we have locked in are Claypool, Deontay, Najee, and Pat Fryermuth. I'd like for us to kind of make some moves in terms of like another number two receiver, because let's be real, all our receivers are like number twos, including last year with Juju. Um, I saw Jarvis Landry hit the market. He got released by the Browns. I know we've kind of been talking to Juju to re-sign him. And of course, the big question mark, our offensive line. There were some other reports today that we re-signed Chuck Okorafor. And who's the guy from the Vikings? I forgot his name already.
Mason Cole.
Mason Cole?
Mason Cole.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I
I think both of those are just depth guys, though.
mean, Okorafor is getting some fucking starter money. Let's be real here. I mean,
That's
I
true.
don't think that's something we didn't see coming as well. I think I would have predicted this Trubisky
8
resigning
million.
than Okorafor getting starter money. I mean, what did you say? He was the 8th highest paid tackle in the league now?
He's the 8th highest paid right tackle
Right
at this
tackle?
moment. People are saying like it's not so bad because in a week he'll be like the 16th, but at the same time it's like I don't think he's that good.
I don't want to
I
encourage
think
him, huh?
I know I don't want.
I think he got a lot of money, honestly.
I think
I
I
think he
think
got a lot of money.
I think he still has a ceiling. I mean, I saw he's 24. He just finished his 4th year in the league. I mean, he still has at least 6 years of, hopefully an upward trend. So that's one tackle. We have Dan Moore on the other side at tackle. But really the main question mark was our interior offensive line, right? We couldn't get any push in the run game for the most part. And that's where I feel like most of the pressure got to Ben. It's no secret the offensive line looked better later in the year when Kendrick Green got replaced by Hasenar. I don't know where he's going. And I guess there was the rumor that we should move Green to not tackle guard instead of center. But do you put this Viking center ahead of Green? Because I know you really don't know what it means for him, because this center also started some games at guard throughout his whole career.
I think he's definitely ahead of Green if we don't get any other center.
I
Right.
think so too. I mean, the Vikings. From what I remember seeing, Vikings fans seemed disappointed that they let him go.
That's a
Seems
good
like
thing
they
then.
want him to start him at right guard this season though. So
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
better at guard.
I'm hoping we put him at guard. I know we signed him as a center, or people are saying we signed him as a center. I'm hoping we put him at guard and we look for something else at center, someone that can really lead our line as opposed to someone that's just like been a depth guy their whole career.
So we're assuming this guy is replacing Trey Turner, since we have Kevin Dotson as our other guard, and when healthy, Dotson has been our best offensive lineman. So we're kind of just
I
looking
bet.
at who's gonna fill in the center position, and are these guys depth pieces at the other guard, or are they depth pieces at center as well?
Thinking in the draft, if we draft like a left tackle in the first round, then you kick Dan Moore into a guard, into your other guard, and then you start this guy at center.
I can see that.
Or core for your right tackle.
But it just feels like we have a whole bunch of depth guys right now. I mean, we'll find out what happens during camp. But as far as weapons, I think it's easy to say that Trubisky has better weapons here than he ever did in Chicago when he was the starter. Would you say that?
Allen Robinson.
I think the
Robinson.
biggest thing Trubisky has here is just a way more competent coaching staff. I've heard a lot of terrible things about Matt Nagy.
He got to the playoffs despite Matt Nagy.
Not that confident in Matt Canada though, but I'm confident that Tomlin can be everything going.
Yeah.
I think though, as a team overall, I like this roster, the way this roster is panning out so far. We still have a long way to go. We still got a lot of draft picks, or we have the whole draft. I'd like to see us kind of get another receiver as well, but as of right now, it starts in the quarterback position. It was kind of a big question mark throughout the whole year. You just didn't know what you were going to get out of 39-year-old Ben Roethlisberger. I think you kind of know what you're going to get out of Mitch Trubisky with a whole much more upside, and it will be able to run Matt Canada's offense better. So yeah, I think we kind of threw out the question earlier. What is our ceiling? Y'all are saying like what, 11, 12 wins at most.
Yeah, that's our ceiling, 11.
11. I guess I was saying around 10. But it's definitely a lot more to be excited about. I mean, when you thought you were gonna start the year with Mason, you thought the ceiling was gonna be around 8 or 9 wins.
It's like if everything goes your way.
That's if our defense. I mean, like the biggest fact was when that year Mason started, we didn't win a single game if the defense scored more than 13 points. And with the AFC right now, these offenses are putting up fucking numbers.
That's
And
the thing about Trubisky. I think Trubisky could win us some games. I feel pretty good about saying that.
I mean, is Trubisky gonna go toe to toe with Pat Mahomes on a given
No.
week? No, but we got to make sure we have the defense to slow down Mahomes. That way, Trubisky, Najee, Deontay, Freiermuth don't have to put up consistent 27, 30 points every game. But yeah, I think it just really depends on how our defense is built, and I'm excited for what's going to be going on in that room, in that office with Brian Flores and Tomlin. We've talked about this already. But overall, as a team, as a unit, the moves we've made so far, not a lot of moves, but just as the Steelers have done every offseason, they find like ways to just get you excited by doing, I don't want to say the bare minimum, but just doing things the Steeler way.
I think the Steelers have a lot of like not super high impact, but like high value moves.
Right,
and
right,
it's
right.
always like a good direction. We never usually fuck up, which is
Yeah.
When did we fuck up? Fuck. I don't know.
Back
There's
to
going to be a
something
lot
that-
of people mad about this move, about us re-signing a core for however much we did.
That's okay. I think that's a bad move.
You heard my whole statement.
But that's the thing, though. Like, a core four is getting starter money, and I thought this guy was going to be back as a depth piece at most. I wanted us to go after bigger tackles in free agency. But, you know, I'm going to leave it up to the front office. Kevin Colbert is executing his one last grand offseason leading up to this draft. And I'm excited, you know. It's still really early in this offseason. This is just day one of free agency. We want to cover a lot more as it go along. We'll go more deeper into the other moves in different episodes. But right now, we're all in what are we gonna call it? Mitchell Mania. We had some names down. What are you guys thinking? You know, we got Trubisky, Money Mitch. I really like Big Dick Mitch, Titty Kisser,
Pittsburgh.
or the Mitchburg Steelers. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I mean, I don't want to say we called it, but wasn't Trubisky like our safe bet when we made the QB episode? I think all around, besides like reaching for the stars with the Aaron Rodgers trade, I think Money Mitch was a guy we were like, yeah, I think this is a sleeper guy. I think this is the safest. We don't have to give up much. I don't know how much he's going to be asking for. I hope it's not much. But yeah, I hate to say it, but we told you so, didn't we?
Fucking called
I
that.
think he was our second quarterback that we wanted.
It was I think it was in everyone's top 3. Like,
Yeah, we all gave our top 3, and I think we all had like Aaron Rodgers and Trubisky in that top 3 for sure. I kind of want to break down the stats year by year for him, and then we'll just get the fuck out of here. So he got to really start his second year, where he went in 14 starts. This motherfucker went 11-3, guys. Holy shit! I mean, if we could bring this back, we're gonna be making some fucking noise in the league. This guy had 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 2-to-1 ratio, not a big deal, and 3,223 passing yards. This is in 14 games. Who knows? This guy has had what, 3 years, 4 years to develop since then. This is despite Matt Nagy. 2019, second full year starting, started 15 games, 8-7. A little bit of a decline here with 17 touchdowns and 10 interceptions this time. But I'm looking at his completion percentage. Right around the 66.6 mark his first year starting, 63.2 his second year starting, and that last year in Chicago he had a 67%. I mean, he did have a little bit less attempts, just shy of 300 his last year in Chicago. I mean, but still, I mean, I really like to look at the completion percentage when I'm looking at this. I don't know if there's any other stats you want to throw out there. A 95.4 QBR is his second year when he was first full year starting, And 93.5 his last year in Chicago as well. I think that his first year starting, his second year, and his last year in Chicago were probably his best years. Despite him only starting 9 games in 2020. But one thing I did want to bring up too was how do you guys feel about his mobility? Because this was the big thing Tomlin and I think Colbert were preaching when they were looking at quarterbacks. Was
Really
mobility.
gotta-
I mean, he's obviously more mobile than Big Ben last year, right?
Like a run first quarterback, but if he's gonna run, he's not gonna get you yards. He's fast, capable.
He's like Josh Allen light.
Josh Allen light. Hopefully they pick up a few things from Josh Allen, because Josh Allen might be
Allen.
like out of this new wave of quarterbacks, he might be my favorite and the guy I think that's probably the best out of the batch. But yeah, let's give it up for the MVP, the new quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the guy that we're gonna rally behind and hopefully build a decent roster in this upcoming offseason. But I think that's gonna do it for us. If you guys have any closing remarks, spit them out.
I'm
Just gonna
excited.
say,
This is gonna be good.
I hope he got some great coaching in Buffalo last season.
Hopefully this guy's a better product now. But yeah, we'll be back with our number 10 Trubisky jerseys next week. I don't know, whenever we do another episode. But yeah. We'll be making episodes as we make moves, so we don't know how often that's gonna be. I'm hoping it's often because I want the fucking Steelers to be doing a bunch of shit this offseason. I'm looking forward to it. And then we'll have a mock draft episode coming up very soon. We've been working on that. And yeah, I think we still have to fill that GM vacancy, right? Once Colbert leaves after the draft, so in like a month. But yeah, until then, you guys know where to be when Steelers news drops. We're gonna be giving our opinions and all that in every episode as they come. But yeah, see you guys later.
Later.